All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's not beat around the bush here. You all know what you're here for. It's time for more One Piece. So let's go ahead and get the formalities out of the way. Yo, peoples, Kyushu92 here, and welcome back to my One Piece full series read-through, where yesterday, we started this entire series with Volume 1. Romance Dawn. Today, we are going to be going through Volume 2, titled Buggy the Clown. Because last we left off, we got introduced to Nami, and Luffy meets Nami for the very first time. And that's where that whole volume leaves off. So, let's go ahead and get started with this volume. I know the last stream I had took about 2 hours for me to get through, with me having to step away and different things. But let's see if we can get through as many chapters as we can today. And I'm not going to speed run it, but I want to make sure that I get it out in a decent amount of time for all of you. Good to see you, Ogata-san. Good to see you, Psycho, as well. Let's begin! Volume 2, Buggy the Clown. And we get a little word at the front. The Story of One Piece, Volume 2. It is the golden age of piracy. Kohagen, welcome! It is the golden age of piracy. Countless pirates sail the seas, searching for legendary pirate Gold Roger's mysterious treasure, the One Piece. Among them is Monkey D. Luffy, who grew up listening to the wild tales of buccaneer red-haired Shanks, and dreaming of becoming a pirate himself. Having eaten the fruit of the gum-gum tree, Luffy has the bizarre power to stretch like rubber, at the cost of being unable to swim. And then we get like a little description. We get a little description of some of the people that we've come across thus far. Red-haired Shanks, a pirate captain. He saved young Luffy's life, losing his own arm in the battle, and taught Luffy a love of the sea. Monkey D. Luffy, he ate the fruit of the gum-gum tree, gaining stretchy powers. He wants to become king of the pirates and find his hero Red-haired Shanks. Roronoa Zoro, although he's won fame as a pirate hunter, his true dream is to become the world's greatest swordsman. Nami, a freelance thief who targets pirates for her robberies. And we have Buggy's pirate crew, Moji, Kabaji, and Buggy himself. Now Luffy's quest to become the king of the pirates has begun. He's found an unlikely friend and crewmate in the fearsome pirate hunter Zoro. But Luffy and Zoro are separated and run afoul of the ruthless pirate Captain Buggy and his gang. Meanwhile, Luffy meets Nami, the thief who specializes in robbing pirates. With an untrustworthy thief at his side and enraged pirates on his tail, Luffy's career on the high seas is already in big trouble, and he's about to learn the terrible secret of Captain Buggy's success. So, going through here, we have chapters 9 through 17, and then we got a little foreword at the end of it. Starting with chapter 9, Femme Fatale. And it cuts to Nami saying,
"That's right. I steal treasure from pirates. Together we can make a fortune."
Nami, the pirate robber. I don't want to team up with you.
Hey, wait a minute. Why'd you get so mad when that guy touched your hat? Is it valuable?
This hat is my treasure.
Treasure, huh? Do you keep jewels hidden in it? Or a treasure map?
Leave me alone. I got things to do. And then it cuts to a different part of town. On the roof of a tavern.
"You still haven't caught that thief?"
Says a person shrouded in shadow. We're still searching for Captain Buggy.
"This is inexcusable! How could you let the map of the Grand Line get stolen? And just when we were about to head there and raise some hell."
Well, you see, Captain, sir, somehow the key to the map room got left in the lock and only the robber knows.
What did you say?
I said robber knows.
What? Rubber nose? Does my nose look funny to you? You think it looks fake?
No, it's a mistake. I meant the thief.
So now it's a steak. It looks like beef.
But
for this, you die.
Captain, wait, I never said.
Who am I?
And then it showed this man's just like choking. I can't breathe. Captain Buggy. And then they just see the man. They just see the man being strangled, hanging in midair. He's using the power
of the fruit of the devil. Ready, cannon.
Pirate Captain Buggy the Clown. Never spare me.
Blast him to pieces.
Says this dude as they aim a cannon at this dude still levitating in the air. And they just blast him. Point blank.
Blast him to pieces. And get me my map. And take everything of value from this town.
Aye, Captain! Captain Buggy, sir! Time passes again, and we're back with Nami and Luffy.
Weird. So you lost your crew at sea? How big is your crew?
Just one other guy. Is this your house?
No, my work keeps me on the move. I don't know whose house it is. The town is practically deserted. Everyone wants to stay as far from the tavern as possible. That's where Buggy and his pirates are.
And are Nami and his men really that scary?
I'm Nami. Buggy is the pirate. Don't mix me up with him. Buggy, the infamous cannon-happy buccaneer. They say some kids in a village made fun of his nose. Buggy's cannons blew the village to smithereens. And what's more, I heard that Buggy has mysterious powers.
I wonder why there's no one around here.
I told you everyone ran away because they're scared of Buggy.
Oh, so you're looting the abandoned houses.
Of course not. I rob pirates, not villagers. I'm not some low-down looter. You're giving me a headache.
Take it easy. And then Nami, just exasperated right now, just sighs.
I've got to get 100 million berries. Then I'm going to buy a certain village.
Buy a village? For 100 million berries? That's a lot of money, even for a great pirate.
I've got a plan. See this? I just stole it. It's a map of the Grand Line. After I steal Buggy the Clown's treasure, I'm going to head for the Grand Line, and then I'll steal the treasures of even bigger pirates. What do you think? Team up with me and you'll make a fortune. I could use a tough guy like you. We'll split the loot 50-50.
Hey, do you know anything about navigating?
What? Of course I do. I'm the best navigator around. I love the sea.
Wow, that's great! We're headed for the Grand Line too!
Really?
Yeah, and you could be our navigator. Will you join my pirate crew?
No way!
And then Luffy just kind of looks confused.
I didn't know that you were a pirate. Forget everything I said. I'd never team up with you. I get it. You're after some fantastic treasure and you keep the map in that hat of yours.
I told you, there's no map in my hat.
Then why is that raggedy old hat so precious to you, liar?
I treasure this hat because a friend gave it to me a long time ago. That's when I swore I'd gather a crew and become a pirate.
Pirates. Phooey. These are crazy times. If there's one thing in the world I really hate, it's pirates. But I love money and tangerines. This guy's a stupid, worthless plunderer. He doesn't seem to have anything worth stealing, but maybe he could still be of use to me.
Nami thinks to herself. So how about it? Want to be my navigator?
I told you to forget about it, you no-good pirate.
And then, idea pops up into her head.
I got it. But you seem to really need a navigator, so I'll consider it on one condition.
Really? What's your condition?
Just one little thing. It's nothing really. Go with me to see Buggy.
You got it. Let's go. Where is this Buggy?
Hold on, I have to get ready.
What's that rope for?
Oh, I always carry a rope. So you want to be a pirate, do you?
Nami smiles slyly to herself.
It's just at the end of this street. But that's the tavern where the pirates hang out.
So, what are we going to do there?
Well,
Huh?
you'll see. When we get there, Mr. Pirate Britches.
What are you doing? What are you doing? And it just shows Nami tying up Luffy before he can even react.
What? You let that thief get away? You're telling me a little tart outran 3 of my best men?
Yeah, $1,000 pardons, Captain Buggy. But her boss, the guy in the straw hat, was really strong.
For this, you die!
And then, of course, those 3 men that were chasing after Nami, they're all scared because he has no qualms about killing some of his own crewmates. Yo, Cedez, good afternoon to you as well. We are on Chapter 9 of Volume 2 of One Piece. Enjoy.
Yeah, Captain Buggy!
What is it?
It's the map stealer. She just walked in the door.
Good, bring her here. I mean, belay that, what's her game? Why'd she come back?
Beats me, but she's here.
Very well, bring her to me.
Captain Buggy, it's him. She's with him.
He's the guy who fell out of the sky.
And then it shows Nami just dropping Luffy in front of Buggy.
Captain Buggy, I've captured the thief, and here's your map. Hey, you tricked me!
And then Nami just sticks her tongue out at him.
You're returning the map. What's all this about?
I had a dispute with my employer. He's an idiot, so I thought I'd join up with you.
Huh?
Buggy just looks incredibly confused. And then everyone starts laughing.
Idiot, huh? You've got spunk. I think I will let you join my crew.
Infiltration accomplished. Now to grab Buggy's treasure and the map of the Grand Line and make a quick getaway.
Just forget about joining my crew now. And it shows Luffy inside of a cage, still bound up in rope. And then we get those 3 dudes that tried to threaten Zoro. They get him to the part of the same town where Luffy and company is. Sorry, I got my water right here, so I am prepared. Nice and cold, too.
This is it, Master Zoro.
It looks like a ghost town. Where is everyone? And no one says anything. Well, you see, sir, we've taken over the town.
What do we tell Captain Buggy? We're coming back empty-handed. We'll just have to tell him the truth. It's all that girl's fault.
Come on, take me to your captain. Maybe he knows where Luffy is. And then Zoro's just like, all right, I need to find my captain now. And that is the end of Chapter 9. Onwards to Chapter 10, Incident at the Tavern. At the tavern, the drinker pub.
The map of the Grand Line is mine again, and we have a new crewmate. Everything is going our way. Everybody raise a glass. Live it up, men. Here's to our next conquest.
And then everyone is just partying, literally partying inside of this tavern, but it's like you're seeing a Cirque du Soleil session. Didn't like Nami then, still don't like her now. I mean, she's not bad. It's just that when it comes to money and stuff, she can have a bit of a one-track mind.
Nami, are you knocking them back?
Aye, Captain Buggy.
And it shows Nami just drinking it up with everyone else.
Time for a drinking contest, new girl.
You're on.
And then she outdrinks the guy.
I win. Nobody can outdrink me. At this rate, they'll all pass out soon. Then their treasure will be all mine. Pirates are such easy prey.
So she has a high tolerance for drinking. Then it cuts to Luffy, who's trying to bite through the bars of the cage he's in. Looks like they're having fun. That's what a pirate's supposed to do. And it shows Luffy still biting on the bars. And then he sees Nami directly in front of him.
How you doing, boss?
Let me out of here and get me something to eat. I'm starving. Then it cuts to Luffy, who's already eaten something. You're not so bad. Maybe I'll let you join my crew after all.
Never!
You like this design of Nami? It's so classic. I remember playing through Pirate Warriors where they had Nami's, where they had the original look of Nami. And it was like, it's such a look of nostalgia compared to how she looks now, where she pretty much regularly dresses up in, lavish clothes. That's all I can say because I don't want to spoil just in case people are seeing this for the first time. But compared to how she looks now, it was a simpler time, simplistic clothes and everything, but everything started to get all ritzy further down the line. You're not so bad. Maybe I'll let you join my crew after all.
Never! Don't you realize what's going to happen to you? They'll probably sell you off somewhere. But hey, if my plan works, maybe I'll give you the key to this cage.
Really? You don't seem so bad.
Really, you don't seem so bad. For a pirate.
Then let me out of here now! Then it cuts to Buggy, who's directly in front of Luffy, and he's laughing.
You picked the wrong partner, little thief.
Partner? She's not my partner.
Not anymore, eh? Can't blame you. She betrayed you after all. The punishment for trying to steal my treasure is severe. I've already decided what your fate will be.
Are you gonna let me go?
That's right, I'm gonna let you go. Of course I'm not gonna let you go. Load the special Buggy balls!
And then it shows everyone, getting excited because of the Buggy Ball situation. And it's basically just a big old cannonball, but with the Jolly Roger of clown face on it. Buggy Ball ready, Captain!
Very well, now for a demonstration of power!
And they aim it at a nearby building. And Nami looks completely beside herself, Luffy looks surprised, and Buggy just smiles as not only does the blast go through the first building, it goes through every building down the line and then concludes in a massive explosion all at the end. That's several buildings this one Buggy Ball went through. And then it still exploded. And then the dust settles. Fear grips everyone around.
Breathtaking! That would have leveled a smaller town! With these Buggy balls and the special powers I've got from eating the devil fruit, I'll rule the Grand Line! Now it's your turn, girlie. Prove your loyalty by blowing your former boss into mincemeat with this Buggy ball.
Because he has the cannon pointed at Luffy, who's still bound up and trapped in a cage now.
Show me you're ruthless enough to help me take over the world! Kill your former boss!
And then Luffy just looks on.
You want me to kill him? That's okay, Captain Buggy. I don't need to do that. Hey, let's just drink some more instead. Let's forget about that loser.
And then Buggy just glares at her and goes,
Do it!
Do it! No! Blow him to pieces!
Blast him! Blast him!
Blow him apart! And then Nami is starting to hesitate. Do it!
Blow him to pieces! Blast him! Do it! Blow him to pieces! Blast him! Do it! Blow him to pieces!
Oh no, what should I do? If I don't kill him, they'll kill me. He's just a no-good pirate, but if I murder him in cold blood, then I'll be as bad as a pirate too.
Nami, stop stalling and light the cannon!
Do it! Do it! Do it! Do it! And Nami is just like, she doesn't want to do it. Your hands are shaking. Goes Luffy, because she's holding the matchbox in her hands. But Luffy goes, your hands are shaking. That's what you get for going up against pirates unprepared.
Unprepared? You mean not being prepared to kill someone like it's nothing? Is that what prepared means to a pirate?
No.
Quit stalling!
It means being prepared to risk your own life.
Blast him! Do it!
What's the matter, new girl? Don't you know how to fire a cannon? Comes up, says one dude who just walks right next to Nami. Walks up right next to Nami. Hold on. Let me move a tad bit closer for all of you. He just walks up to Nami, takes the matchbox, and then lights it. What's the matter, new girl? Don't know how to light fire a cannon? And he lights up the match, and then Nami puts her hand to her side. It's easy. Just put the flame through the fuse, and she brings out 3 sticks, connects them all together to create a staff, and then she slams the dude directly in the back of his head.
Huh?
This surprises Luffy as well. And she's huffing and puffing. And then Nami goes,
Darn, I couldn't help myself.
Traitor! And after I welcome you into my crew!
Whoa, are you gonna save me after all?
Don't be stupid. I just got carried away. I just don't want to become a low-down murderer like all of you. You pirates took someone dear to me. I'll never become what I hate.
And then Luffy doesn't say anything but goes, oh, so that's why you hate pirates. And then it still shows that the fuse for the cannon has been lit, and it's still pointed at Luffy.
The fuse is lit! Uh-oh, I'm gonna die!
And the fuse keeps going and going and going.
Little girl, you tried to make a fool of me. For that, you die!
And then it cuts to numerous members of Buggy's crew bearing down on Nami, going,
Die!
The fuse is still lit.
and then the fuse almost gets to the tip of the cannon. Yep, there's a security tab. And the cannon is still pointed at Luffy as he goes, darn, I'll be blown to bits! And it cuts to Nami slapping away a couple of members. Well, I wouldn't say slapping away a couple of members. Like one gets... No, they all dodge her. They all bear down on Nami, but she tries to hit them, but every single one of them dodges her, going, you missed! The fuse gets closer and closer to the end of the cannon. No way! I'll never give up! And it shows Luffy still gnawing at the bars. He's actually he's actually biting through the bars. That's how fast he's chomping down on them. And then Nami drops her staff, turns around, and while the fuse is still lit, puts her hands on the still burning fuse, kind of burning her hands in the process. Hey, look out! Behind you! Luffy says with the bar still in his mouth. And before anyone can even get close to Nami, we see Zoro show up and block every single one of them with the scabbards of his sword. Then he just puts two of his swords up, and he smashes his scabbards into the faces of all four dudes that tried to bear down on Nami. Let me get rid of this security tab. You gotta be careful with security tabs so that it doesn't accidentally take off any of the ink from the page. I wonder how many security tabs I'm gonna take off over the course of these 80-something streams. I feel like I'm gonna be taking off a lot. How many pirates does it take to handle one girl? And Nami looks back and she sees Zoro. Zoro!
Zoro?
Zoro! You hurt?
No.
Oh, you hurt?
No, I'm okay.
Phew, I'm glad you found me. Now get me out of here. Always goofing around. First you fly off with a bird and now you're playing in some cage. Fool. Hey, did he just call that guy Zoro?
What? What's Zoro the pirate hunter doing talking to that thief?
The crewmate he was talking about? That was Zoro the pirate hunter? What's going on here?
So, you're Roronoa Zoro, eh? You must have come to capture me.
I gave up pirate hunting. I have no interest in you. Because Buggy is just standing right next to Zoro. And then Buggy starts flipping some knives in his fingers, going,
well, I am interested in you. Killing you will be a nice feather in my cap.
Back off before I pluck all your feathers.
Get him, Captain Buggy! Cut him to pieces! Give me all you've got, Pirate Hunter, because I'm about to get a look at your blood.
You asked for it. And then Zoro just cuts straight through Buggy. And you see his leg get cut through, his arm get cut through, his midsection get cut through. Hey, that was too easy. And then Nami, seeing Buggy get cut apart, just looks on in utter shock.
No way.
But all of Buggy's crew members are laughing to themselves. Heh heh. And that is the end of chapter 10. So now we get a little bit more information here. Vikings, part 1. All pirates are sea-roving plunderers, but throughout history there have been many different kinds of pirates in different times and places. I want to talk about one of my favorite kinds of pirates, the Vikings, because when you think about it, they are pirates. They're just like... Yeah, they are pirates. Wow, how did I never notice that? Especially playing Assassin's Creed Valhalla, it never dawned on me that I was just playing pirates. I was just playing another pirate game. Aside from Black Flag. How did I not notice this? I want to talk about one of my favorite kinds of pirates, the Vikings. Over 1,000 years ago, Viking raiders swept down from Scandinavia and ran amok through Europe. They came from the present-day countries of Norway, Sweden, and Denmark. As to why they were called Vikings, well, that's easy. That's what they called themselves. Why did they call themselves Vikings? To know that, we'd have to go back 1,000 years and ask them. Chapter 11, Flight. And this is after Buggy has been cut apart by Zoro as Zoro stands over him. Huh, that was almost disappointing. But the rest of Buggy's crew is just laughing around him. Hey, Zoro! Hey, Zoro, get me out of here! Right.
What's with those pirates? Their captain gets killed and they just laugh about it?
We can't open this without a key. These bars are too thick for me to cut through. Oh. And then all of Buggy's crew starts laughing. No one ever laughs like that. No one does that except for the Joker in Justice League cartoon. Very funny. Now hand over the keys to this cage before I get cranky. Those guys are kind of creepy. And then there's a sound as Zoro gets stabbed in his side by a dismembered hand. Zoro!
What the? That hand?
And all of the crew members of Buggy starts laughing. What's going on? And this hand starts floating up in the air. The hand, it's floating.
The chop fruit.
As we see Buggy getting up right behind him.
That's the devil fruit I ate. You can slice and dice me, but you can't kill me. I'm a chop man.
His body is back together again? I thought the stories about the devil fruit were just myths.
And then Zoro looks back, kind of coughing up blood just a little bit. Chop man, that guy's a freak. Also Luffy, a Gum Man, who is also a freak.
Roronoa Zoro, you never had a chance. Looks like I missed your vitals, but you still took a serious wound.
I came to save Luffy. Now I'm the one who needs saving. I heard that this clown had eaten devil tree fruit. I should have been prepared. Mind you, they call it devil tree fruit or the fruit of the devil or the devil's fruit. They call it that near the beginning of the One Piece. But it starts being called just simply a devil fruit later down the line. Captain Buggy, you're the greatest!
Finish him!
And it shows Buggy standing in front of Zoro spinning one of his knives in his hands.
Not good. The tables have turned. If I don't do something, those two will end up dead. And so will I.
And then Luffy can do nothing but watch on because he's still stuck in the cage. Stabbing someone in the back? That's fighting dirty! You got that, big nose? And then every single member of Buggy's crew gets taken aback because they all know what happens whenever you salt Buggy's nose. And Buggy's eyes just go completely white over hearing someone insulting his nose.
You fool! That's the one thing you never...
You dare to call me Big Nose!
And it cuts to Buggy sending one of his arms flying towards Luffy with a knife in it. And then it flies directly into the cage with Luffy, and Luffy appears to be hit by it. Luffy! Goes Zoro. And Buggy looks on, and then Nami's surprised because Luffy not only caught the flying disembodied hand's knife, like he caught the knife in his mouth, but he's biting on it so hard that the actual knife broke. Like he snapped the knife in half by biting on it. I swear, I'm gonna clobber you!
Clobber me? Clobber me? Don't make me laugh. You three are about to die.
It's hopeless. We're dead.
No way, I'm not gonna die.
And just how do you intend to clobber me now? Ain't that a laugh, boys?
Zoro, run! Huh? What? I'm not going anywhere. We're trying to save you. Then they'll kill you. Oh wait, what? Oh wait, it's Nami going.
What? I'm not going anywhere. We're trying to save you.
Then they'll kill you the moment we go. Hold on, let me see if I'm seeing that. Oh, there we go. Oh, that's still Luffy. That's still Luffy. Let me do it again. Zoro, run! Huh? What? I'm not going anywhere. We're trying to save you. Then they'll kill you the moment we go. Then they'll kill you the moment we... Oh, who is saying this? Who is saying this? Is this Nami? Is this Nami saying this? Or is it Zoro saying it? What? I'm not going anywhere. We're trying to save you. Then they'll kill you the moment we go. I feel like this might be Nami saying this.
What? I'm not going anywhere. We're trying to save you. Then they'll kill you the moment...
What? I'm not going anywhere. We're trying to save you.
Then they'll kill you the moment we go.
Okay, I think I understand it now. Because it's Nami who's saying then they'll kill you the moment we go, but Luffy's the one saying, no, what? I'm not going anywhere. Okay, I had to take a moment to understand that because the speech bubbles were directly next to each other. All right, my bad. I understand it now. But Zoro's looking, and then Luffy smiles at him, and then he goes like, oh, gotcha. I was confused. Yeah, I was confused which one. And then it cuts which one was talking. Sometimes, this is why sometimes whenever I do reactions to the current chapters of One Piece, I gotta be careful which voice I use, because sometimes it's tricky to tell who's saying what, especially if a speech bubble is next to another person, but they're saying something that the another person in another side of the screen is saying. That's just something that happens with me. Sorry, let's continue.
He's deserting us? This is why I hate pirates. Now I have to come up with an escape plan.
Roaring noise, Zoro! You won't get away that easy! Chop, chop, cannon!
And he sends his fists flying in the direction of Zoro, who, runs, but deflects it with two of his swords. The sword of Kuina and the other one he's carrying.
Zoro's running away! He won't escape from Captain Buggy!
Then it cuts to Zoro, who's running over to the cannon, and he picks it up with all of his strength. Mind you, he's picking it up, and all this exertion is causing some blood to shoot out of his side. But he picks it up. Hold on, I'm just now noticing. Oh, so that's how chat looks. That's how chat looks. Because I changed the font. I changed the font of the text for chat. So it wasn't like too Comic Sans-y, and it had like a more elegant feel to it. So it's not too dark. You guys can understand who's saying what, right? Or do I need to change that so it's easier? But he picks up the cannon, but the exertion is causing blood to shoot out from the wound that Buggy gave him, and he flips the cannon in the reverse direction.
Huh, no way!
Ah! The big cannon's pointed at us! Yeah! And it's loaded with one of my buggy balls!
Yeah, it looks fancy? Alright, cool. I wanted to make sure that it didn't look like it was too dark and you couldn't make out who was saying what, but as long as you guys are able to make out who is saying what, that's all that matters. So we're still good. I may need to change the actual text of what your comments are, but yeah. Yeah! Light this thing.
Huh? Right.
Hurry!
No! Look out!
And then the entire area just goes up in smoke as the buggy ball goes off point blank in front of Buggy and his crew. Now's our chance. Who are you, anyway?
I'm a thief.
Actually, she's our new navigator.
What are you talking about? Are you crazy? And shouldn't you be trying to get out of that cage?
Oh yeah, maybe you're right. And then Nami doesn't say anything. No problem. You just stay in the cage.
You're not going anywhere!
And it cuts to Buggy coughing and waving the smoke away from him. But then it also cuts to Zoro, who's doing something, and then Luffy goes, "Zoro, don't do this! Your guts will squirt out!" Because it shows Zoro, and it shows him picking up Luffy's cage. But the exertion, just like he showed off when he was picking up the cannon, is causing more blood to shoot out from the wound that Buggy gave him. Then I'll just shove him back in.
How can you do this?
I do things my own way. And he picks up the whole cage with Luffy on his shoulder. Still, blood still squirting out of the open wound right now. I do things my own way, so don't give me any lip about it.
I don't get it. No pirate would sacrifice himself to save a friend. Ah! Where'd they go?
They're gone, Captain! Zoro!
Zoro? Nami? Even the cage? Impossible! It's an iron cage. It took 5 of us to...
It's impossible! It's an iron cage! It took 5 of us to move it! Oh no! It's gone too!
What's gone?
The key to the cage! Someone took it! Then it cuts to Zoro carrying the cage, because he carried it to a whole entire rooftop. Mind you, there are no stairs to the rooftop. They just ran across the roof, and Zoro carried the roof on his shoulders as well. And he just drops Luffy on it. Whew, as he holds on to his wound that he has on his side. And he's still bleeding.
Darn it! If only I could get out of this cage.
We're in a fine mess. Now we gotta finish what we started.
The tavern?
Empty!
Main Street?
Not here!
No more clowning around! Those 3 are trying to make a fool of me! Who am I?
Pirate Captain Buggy the Clown!
Darn straight! Clearly we're not dealing with common thieves. I consider this a declaration of war!
Cause, yeah, Buggy is not having a good day. And that is the end of Chapter 11. Onwards to Chapter 12, Dog.
Listen up, crew! We've stolen tons of booty, and my name brings terror to all who hear it. So are we gonna let 3 little losers make fools of us?
No, sir!
I can't hear you! No, sir! All right, pipe down. It's time to show our enemies just how terrifying we can be. Bring out the wild animal show!
Oh, it's Moji! Captain Buggy, you called?
It's time for Moji's Wild Animal Show!
Buggy's first mate, Moji the Lion Tamer. I thought let me stop. Buggy's first mate, Moji the Lion Tamer. May I take Roronoa Zoro's head?
Take any part you want.
And then we keep going. I'll say what I want to say when that character shows up. We should be far enough from that tavern. They probably won't catch up to us soon. And it just shows Zoro just dragging the cage behind him with Luffy still inside. We got away for now. But what are we gonna do about this cage?
I can't do anything stuck inside this thing.
It's no use. Lost too much blood. Got to rest. And as Zoro lays down, he sees a little dog that's just sitting directly in front of him. What's with you, dog?
Dog! Hey, a dog! Dog? Hey, a dog! Is it real? It's not moving.
Who cares? It's his business if he moves or not. Our business is to get you out of there.
Maybe it's dead.
Maybe it's dead. And Luffy just pokes the dog in his eyes, which then causes the dog to get angry and bite Luffy in the face. Dumb dog! Let me go! Let me go! Why doesn't Luffy pass through the bars? He is rubber? I mean, maybe he doesn't think he can do that. I don't know. That is a good question, though. If this boy's body is rubber, what essentially keeps him in any cage that isn't made from sea prism? That's a very good question. Luffy, stop playing around!
Dumb dog.
Lost too much blood. And then Nami shows up.
Look at you two. Not to criticize, but is the middle of the street really the best hiding place you could come up with?
But he is also dumb. Yes, he is. Hey,
it's our navigator. I never agreed to that. I just wanted to thank you for saving me.
Thank us. And then she tosses a key directly in front. Tosses a key directly in front of Luffy.
Hey, the key! You stole the key to the cage! Yeah, sure. I got the stupid key, but I left the map and all the treasure. This is great! I thought I'd never get out of here!
Then the rescue was a success after all. And then it cuts to Luffy reaching towards the key, and the dog picks it up in his mouth and then swallows the key. It swallowed the key. And then there's silence as Luffy and Zoro look completely dumbfounded but angry, and Nami just looks. Nami looks kind of like, eh?
Cough it up! That's not food! Give me that key!
As he starts choking the dog.
Dumb dog!
And then someone stamps and makes their way towards Luffy and company. Turn with a snappers! Don't you pick on poor old Chow Chow! Then we get introduced to Boodle, mayor of Port Town, which apparently is the place where we're at right now. Cho-Cho? Who are you, old-timer? Who am I? I'm the mayor of this town. That's who. Where'd you take Zoro? He's resting. My house is just over there. That boy's lost a lot of blood. I told him there's a doctor at the refugee shelter, but he said he just needs a little rest. And it shows Zoro, who's, fast asleep right now. The dog's name is Cho-Cho? That's right. Why is he the only one left in town? He's guarding the shop. I just came to feed him.
Oh, so he's a guard dog for a pet food store?
A good friend of mine owned this store. About 10 years ago, he and Cho-Cho opened that little shop. They've got a lot of memories here, and so do I.
Jojo, you're in charge while I'm gone. Don't eat up all the merchandise, you hear?
See those wounds? He's been fighting the pirates, protecting his store.
I'm sure this shop means a lot to his master, but this is just cruel. Is he at the refugee shelter with the others?
No, he's not. He got sick and passed on. He went to the hospital 3 months ago.
All right, Jojo. You're in charge of the shop while I'm in the hospital.
The poor thing. You mean he's been waiting for his master this whole time?
That's what everybody says, but that's not what I think. Cho-Cho's a smart dog. I think he knows his master is dead, and it just shows Cho-Cho eating.
Then why does he still guard the store?
This is his master's store. It's his treasure. And I think that Cho-Cho still guards the store because it's all that's left of his beloved master. I've been trying to get him to the shelter, but he won't budge from this spot. He'd rather starve to death than leave his post. And then Nami just smiles on. And then there's a loud roaring sound from the... Oh, right, I forgot to say that Moji was also riding on a giant lion as well when we first introduced. That's a very pivotal thing that I didn't mention, but when Moji was first introduced, the wild animal show, yeah, Moji, the wild, the lion tamer, he was riding on a big lion, for those who don't know. Sorry. When I do these dramatic readings, I really need to be more descriptive just in case. But there's a loud roar that happens in one direction as both Nami and Boodle look in that direction.
What's that horrible roar?
It must be Moji the lion tamer.
Something's coming this way. Give me that key, dog.
Run! As both Boodle and Nami run away, and then Cho-Cho is just sitting in front of Luffy. And then Moji shows up, riding on his lion. Well, what have we here? I'm Moji, Buggy's first mate. They call me the Lion Tamer. Looks like your friends abandoned you, and after all that effort to get you this far. Now, the thing about Moji is just to describe what he looks like. He's got like a bit of a short top he's wearing, but it's all white fur. And then he has his hair arranged in a way that makes it appear like it's all just like it's a furry mask, and he also has like little ears at the top of it. So I never did learn if that was actually all of his hair, including the ears at the top, or if it was just like some added piece he added on. I never looked that up. But he's right there in front of Luffy, and he's chilling on top of his lion. Captain Buggy is pretty worked up. You guys stirred up a real hornet's nest. Hey, what's with the weird costume?
What? Costume? This is my hair!
Ah, there it is. There it is. No need to look it up now.
Costume? This is my hair!
That just makes it weirder.
Shut up!
Maybe you think you're safe in that cage. If so, then you really don't know who I am. His face is kind of similar to Helmeppo's. It is, to a degree. It's the mouth. It's the mouth and the eyebrows. If so, then you really don't know who I am.
Is Luffy provoking that guy?
Is that boy addle-brained? Yes. There's not an animal alive I can't control. I can even control that mutt. Shake! And then Chocho, disobeying him, not paying attention to him, just bites him on the hand. No! You're just a nobody thief. Ha ha, dog gotcha. You're nothing to me. Now tell me where Roronoa Zoro is. And then his lion starts growling at him. No! Then die! Get him, Richie! And the lion's name is Richie, and it proceeds to destroy the cage instantly. But it also frees Luffy.
The cage!
That boy's a goner! Hooray! I'm free! And then Luffy prepares to finally fight. As it appears that Luffy got knocked away. Yeah, it looks like Luffy got knocked away. And then it just shows Moji there with Richie. Nobody could survive that. Well, serves him right. Come on, Richie, let's go find Roronoa Zoro. Killing him will give our reputation a big boost. And then Richie doesn't move. What's wrong? I see. A pet food store. Okay, fine. Have a snack, but be quick about it. And then it shows Chocho, who's standing in front of Richie and Moji, not budging. Wow, what an impact. He knocked me through that house and into the street behind it. But at least I'm out of that cage. Okay, now I'll show all of these clowns and make that thief Nami our navigator. And that is the end of chapter 12. We're actually getting through these kind of nicely. It's good. It's good. Vikings, part 2. These guys were really scary. How scary were they? Well, they'd sweep out of an inlet, attack ships or villages, and slaughter everyone, even the local priests. They stole food and anything of value, and when they were done, they set fire to everything they didn't want. They were unbelievable villains. But from their perspective, they were just trying to make a living. They brought the spoils of their piracy home to better their villages. This was men's work. These people considered a lifetime of pillage and battle to be a good career. Some say the word Viking comes from Vik, meaning creek or inlet, meaning the people who attack from the inlet. So, that's a little foreword and information we get at the end of this chapter. Now, for chapter 13, Treasure. And someone goes, Hey! Huh? Hey, kid, you're alive! How could you survive that?
How could you survive that?
No big deal.
But how? Your body demolishes a building and you walk away without a scratch? That's crazy.
Crazy is good. Why did you all come to this town anyway? Why take on pirates? I just figured out why I'm here. I'm after the map of the Grand Line and a navigator. And then it cuts back to Chocho facing off against Moji and Richie. What's with this dog? Does he think he can stop us from entering that store? Yeah, I'm trying to get like a good grr sound from like a small dog. You little mutt. Don't tell me you're guarding this crummy shop. And it cuts to Richie, who's growling. I can't do lion growls. I'm sorry. And Chocho's just barking at him constantly. And then Richie just sideswipes Chocho and sends him flying. bloodying up his face a little. But Chocho gets back up, and he starts barking at both of them, and we get some flashbacks of his master.
Look, Jojo, the store's all finished. You and me will make it prosper together.
And then Chocho, happy during those times, barks with him. And then it cuts to the present, where Chocho bites on the leg of Richie, who then sends him flying onto a nearby window, causing him to hit it, be bloodied up, and some glass to fall around him. Then we cut back to the present day, where his master and Chocho are just chilling.
Business is awful slow.
Having a rough time, eh? 'Cause Boodle's meeting with this owner. Then fine, then I'll buy some pet food to eat.
Ha ha! You look like a dog, but I didn't know you ate like one too.
You idiot, I'm trying to help you. Then it cuts to Chocho, who's still getting back up.
My oh my, you don't know when to quit. Is your favorite food in there, doggy?
Then it cuts back to a flashback with Chocho and his master.
We sold 100 boxes today. Chocho, how many times have I told you not to eat the merchandise? That's the smartest, bravest dog in town, miss. All right, Chocho, you're in charge of the shop while I'm in the hospital.
And that's the last time he ever saw his master. Back to the present, Richie is growling at Chocho, and Chocho is barking at him. Then we cut back to the side of town where Luffy, Boodle, and Nami are. I'm going to look for Zoro. I better find him before that weird costume guy does.
Don't talk crazy. Next time that lion will eat you alive.
Then it cuts to that same lion who's eating some pet food, and they're walking down the street.
Stubborn dog bit my arm. I'm bleeding. What kind of fool would pit a dog against me? Well, he'll never sell pet food in this town again.
Then it cuts to Luffy walking through the town, and he goes around the corner, and we hear some barking, and he looks, and we see that Chocho is constantly barking in front of his master's pet store that is now suddenly ablaze. The whole... Wow, this is... Okay, so here's the thing. My memory of watching the 4Kids dub in every single episode is massively sketchy. So, I only remember really, the only thing I remember of the 4Kids dub was like stuff from the Alabasta arc. Even back then, I never really watched it from the very beginning onwards permanently. Because it was on and off again, and I wasn't really into One Piece. So, seeing this store just up in flames like this is new to me. I told y'all that I'm reading these chapters for the first time, so some things I'll remember and some things I will not. This is not one of them. So the entire pet store is just up in flames right now. And Luffy's just standing there and he sees Chocho just barking at his store. Only your memory? Like, I don't remember everything. I don't remember everything. But I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of you are re-experiencing some of these old memories of this manga as I go through it. Interesting. And he's standing there as we get the memories of Boodle going, "This is his master's store. It's his treasure. And I think that Chocho still guards the store because it's all that's left of his beloved master." And it shows Chocho barking. As it gets closer and closer, we see tears falling out of the eyes of Chocho. And then it cuts to Luffy. And then it cuts to another section of town. As Moji and Richie are walking through the streets, someone stands in front of them. And it's Luffy who stands in front of them.
"You? Didn't I just deal with you? You should be dead."
"It takes more than a little kick to kill me. I'm a rubber man."
"Rubber man? You've got the devil's own luck, boy. But that hit must have scrambled your brains. You'd have to be crazy to tangle with me." Richie, bite his head off!
And then Richie goes straight towards Luffy and lunges at him. It'll take more than that, lion, to kill me. And then Luffy starts stretching his arms forward, but starts looping them over and over and over again until it's like a spiral of limbs just going towards Richie.
What are you doing to your arms? How can you?
And then Luffy's arms then end by grabbing Richie by the face. And he starts spinning Richie at high speeds, like unraveling his arms at high speed, spinning Richie in the process. Gum Gum Gavel! And using this move, he basically spins Richie and then slams his face into the ground.
Ah, Richie! Where are you, you freak?
A long time ago, I ate the fruit of the Gum Gum tree.
The Gum Gum tree? You ate the devil's fruit like Captain Buggy?
Okay, I'll give you all the gold you want. Just let me apologize and go. Alive! It's too late for apologies. They won't bring that dog's treasures back. That's why I came to clobber you!
You're stretching again!
Take this! Take this! Because he stretches. Back when Richie was cool, the memories of when a lot of these characters were very threatening. Then we saw the rest of the One Piece world, and it's all like, how have they managed to survive this long? I won't go into it. Like I said, don't want to go into spoiler territory just in case this is someone's first experience with One Piece. That's why I came to clobber you!
Yeah, you're stretching again!
And he's stretching all in front. He's stretching all the way towards where Moji is, and he starts dragging Moji towards him.
No, please!
Help, take this! Help me! And before he can even say help me, Luffy retracts his arm completely, and with every ounce of strength he has, he just bodies Moji into the ground. Then it cuts to Chocho, who's in front of his old store, which is now completely burnt to the ground, and he's still sitting there. And then it cuts to Boodle and Nami, who see him still standing there.
Pirates, they're all the same. They take away what's most precious and laugh.
Huh?
You're still alive? I was hoping that lion would eat you.
Hey, what the?
I ought to kill you right now before you can get a crew and go pillage some town.
Now simmer down. And then Luffy just looks confused. He's all like, you don't stand a chance against me.
Huh? Then let's have it out right now!
Calm down, what's wrong with you? And then it shows Luffy, who walks over to Chocho and sits a box of pet food directly in front of him.
Hey.
That's all I could say for you, boy. The rest got eaten or burned.
He fought that lion? For the dog's sake?
You did good. You fought well. I didn't get to see you in action, but I know you did good. And then it cuts to Chocho picking up that last box of pet food and walking away from Luffy with scratches and blood all over his fur. And he starts walking away, and he puts his box down, looks at Luffy. I was about to call him Rufy, but he looks at Luffy, and then he barks, and then he goes away. Thanks. Good luck to you, too. And then, Chocho has like a bit more of a cheery disposition to him now.
Moji was defeated?
That's right, Captain.
Ready, my special buggy balls. Tea time's over, kiddies. We're gonna light up this town.
It's this moment that makes you want to raise Orange Town as one of your top 10 favorite One Piece arcs. Oh,
Tea time's over, kiddies. We're gonna light up this town, until there's nothing left.
And that is the end of chapter 13. Onwards to chapter 14. Reckless. Ahoy! First Mate Moji's back! Sorry, Captain. I got to tell him that the kid is a rubber man. The kid, Captain Buggy.
The kid? The kid in a straw hat beat you, not Zorro?
The kid underestimated him. Got to tell him. Too bad Luffy didn't adopt the doggo. I don't know if Luffy would be the type to adopt pets. Sure, he would like to have them, but this is Luffy we're talking about. This dude has a one-track mind. I don't know if he would do good with pets. It's nice to be around them, but to have one to take responsibility for, it would probably fall on the rest of his crew to take care of the pets. The kid underestimated him. Got to tell him. Captain, sir, beware. The man. And then Moji falls over unconscious before he can say, Luffy's a rubber man.
What'd he say?
Moji was trying to tell us something. He could barely stand. Must have been important. Beware the rub? What kind of rub could do that to a man?
That boy must have used some diabolical rubbing technique on him. The skipper's got it. Darn you, Moji! Beaten by a masseur! If this gets out, our reputation's scuttled! Load the buggy balls, you swabs! We've a town to destroy!
At this point in the story, Buggy thinks. At this point, Buggy thinks that Moji was beaten by a masseuse. Wow. Okay.
Darn you, Moji, beaten by a masseur! If this gets out, our reputation's scuttled! Load the buggy balls, you swabs! We've a town to destroy!
Aye, aye, Captain Buggy! Rubber man.
And Moji only says that loud enough for only himself to hear. Then it cuts to Chocho, who walks outside of town, and apparently to the refugee of the townspeople.
What's that?
Hey, it's Chocho from the pet food shop. We're glad you're okay, boy. We were worried about you.
It's Chocho.
He's hurt bad. Curse pirates. Let's take care of his wounds.
But where's the mayor?
That's right. Mayor Boodle went to feed Chocho. What's Chocho doing here without him? Pardon me.
You don't think something happened to the mayor?
This isn't good. I'll go find him.
Now don't go off half-cocked. The mayor's too clever to let himself get captured. He knows this town better than anyone. But he also cares about the town more than anyone. Maybe too much. Don't take any...
And then we cut to a flashback.
Don't take any unnecessary risks now, Mayor. What matters is that we're all safe. As long as we all survive, we can rebuild this town.
I know. I'm just going to feed Chocho.
I warned him not to take any risks. I just hope he heard me.
Then it cuts to Luffy with Nami and Boodle.
Sorry I yelled at you.
Huh? That's okay. I know you lost someone to pirates. I understand. Not that I want to hear the details or anything. And then Boodle goes, I can't stand it no more.
Huh?
I can't stand any more of their cruel bullying. Not after the way Chocho and this kid fought back bravely. What kind of mayor stands back and watches this town be destroyed?
Mayor, please, calm down.
Sometimes a man's gotta do what a man's gotta do. Isn't that right, Sonny? That's right. You said it, old man. I haven't heard that phrase in so long. A man's gotta do what a man's gotta do. You don't really hear it all that often.
Don't encourage him.
40 years of hard work. This place was a wilderness when we got here. We'll build our town right here. We'll forget that our old town that the pirates destroyed. At first, it was just a few homes, but slowly our numbers grew. We worked hard, cleared the land. Over time, people came and opened up shops. And look at us now. We're a thriving port. We old-timers built this town from nothing. It's our life's work. This town and its people are my treasure. I'd be a sorry excuse for a mayor if I didn't try to protect the town. I'm gonna fight. And then it cuts to Luffy, it cuts to Buggy, who goes,
Fire the buggy ball!
and as Boodle says, I'm gonna protect the town, the whole town in front of them just explodes. Like, it just showed a panel where Boodle was talking about, like, look at this town, we created this port is my treasure, and it just shows all the homes. And as soon as Buggy said, fire the buggy ball, all those towns, all those homes that we just seen, just go up in an explosion. And both Luffy, Nami, and Boodle get blown back. And then also what also gets caught up in this is, my house, it's ruined. Hey, Zoro was sleeping in there. And as the dust settles, Boodle goes, could the kid with the belly bad have survived that? Hey, Zoro, are you alive? Huh? And he sees someone in the smoke, and it's Zoro. And he's all like holding his head going, ugh, that's one heck of an alarm clock.
Hey, you're alive! How could anyone live through that?
Goes Nami. That tears it.
Mayor?
I can't take any more. I won't lose a second town to those sea rats. These pirates show up, think they can do as they please, but I won't let them wreck 40 years of hard work. I'm the mayor. I won't take this sitting down. It's time to fight.
Mayor, wait, please.
Let me go, girlie. Getting yourself
killed won't accomplish anything. You're being reckless.
I know I'm being reckless, as Boodle says with tears in his eyes. And Nami just looks, Luffy just looks, and Zoro just looks, hand still in front of his face from waking up. Buggy the Clown, prepare to face the mayor!
The mayor, he was crying.
It didn't look that way to me. Things are finally gonna get fun. Yeah.
This is no laughing matter.
Don't worry, I like that old man. I won't let him get killed.
How can you just stand there laughing? What do you get out of this anyway?
We're headed for the Grand Line. We'll steal that map back and then we can go there together. Joining up with us? Join up with us. You want the map and all that treasure, right? And then he puts his hand up, and then Nami goes,
I won't become a pirate. Let's just say we'll join forces, work together for a common goal.
And she reciprocates.
Now for the second salvo!
Goes Buggy. Let me move this out the way so I don't put myself on mute on accident. Aye, aye, Captain!
Aim! Fight!
Buggy the Clown! Get out here now!
Who dares?
And Boodle is right there at the drinker pub in front of Buggy and his crew.
You're coming too? What about your wounds?
They got better.
That's impossible!
I'm more worried about my reputation than my guts right now. I've got a score to settle. Let's do it. As Zoro takes the sash, the bandana he usually has on his arm, and he puts it around his head. He's gotten serious. I can't wait.
You two are crazy.
And that is the end of chapter 14. More about Vikings on this footnote here. When I was a kid, I used to enjoy watching an animated TV series called Chisa na Viking Bike, Little Viking Vic. The show was about the adventures of a Viking boy named Vic, who wasn't very strong but was very clever, and a group of Vikings who were very strong but not very smart. Their adventures were very fun and entertaining. Sounds like How to Train Your Dragon in its TV series. It aired over 15 years ago, so a lot of people of my generation, I'm 23 at the time of doing this, remember it from childhood. If it ever gets rebroadcast, you should definitely check it out. That's probably how I started liking pirates, because it has different characters like Mother Ylva, Vic, Vic's father, the captain, some mean people, Sven, and merry men and musicians. All right, chapter 15, Gong. And we're getting closer to the end. How far was this again? 15, 16, 17. 2 more chapters after this one, and then we got that little last footnote from Oda, and then we are done with volume 2 for today. Chapter 15, Gong. And it shows Boodle standing right in front of Buggy and company.
Who are you, and what's your death wish?
I'm Boodle, and I've been mayor of this town since you were pillaging nurseries. I'm here to challenge you. And then it cuts to, another individual, swept over hair, checkered scarf, just standing there, silently. And the rest of Buggy's crew goes,
Does he really think he can beat the captain?
Sometimes I move my face whenever I do these voices. It helps. Captain Buggy.
What is it, Kabaji?
Leave him to me, sir.
Why, keelhaul me, it's Kabaji the Acrobat.
And then Kabaji jumps from where he was. You find it hilarious that Goku and Naruto and Luffy and All Might always have a good-go-lucky can-do attitude. I wouldn't call it hilarious. I would call it inspiring. Because all 3 of these characters have a never give up. They have a happy-go-lucky type attitude, but they also have that attitude of never giving up in the face of insurmountable and sometimes quite impossible odds. It's inspirational when you think about it. And they say that manga and anime can't teach you anything.
Why, keelhaul me, it's Kabaji the Acrobat.
Look at him go! As Kabaji just does several front flips, leaping off from the top of the drinker pub. And he lands on a unicycle, and he's got like a spinning top on the end of his sword. It's been a while. I don't want to get rusty. Aye, go get him, Kabaji! Buggy's second mate, Kabaji the Acrobat. And then Buddha looks on.
Avast, fool. He challenged me. You stay out of this.
We won't be seeing Kabaji's acrobatic show.
Why are you challenging me? A little old to be making a name for yourself, aren't you?
This town is my treasure, and I'm going to protect it.
Huh? You senile old fool. The only treasure here is for termites. Gold and jewels are treasure. Treasure sparkles and makes its possessor a king. Yeah!
Now, mind you, this is the first time, I think this is actually the first time we get a signature laugh in One Piece. Because beforehand, we didn't get the gya ha 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 of Buggy in the previous chapters. We just had the standard ha 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 going through. But now we're getting the gya ha ha! This is the first iteration of One Piece's trademark signature laughs. Chapter 15 is where we get our first appearance of it. Oh, it's nice. It's nice. It's nice. I get to actually go through these moments and be all like, hey, this is when this first happened. This is when that first happened. Instead of me assuming stuff like I did in the past. Ogata-san, my knowledge of One Piece will be as extensive as yours soon enough. I'm so glad I'm doing this.
You senile old fool. The only treasure here is for termites. Gold and jewels are treasure. Treasure sparkles and makes its possessor a king. Yeah! This tub of yours doesn't sparkle, it rots. Enough of your nonsense.
Shut up, you sea squirt. I don't expect you to understand my feelings for this town. Now get down here.
Get down there? Why should I?
As he shoots his arm straight towards Boodle and grabs him by the throat and starts, holding him up in the air and choking him, force choke style. And then all of his crewmates start laughing at him. Hi, Captain! You monster! This thing is nothing! As Boodles uses all of his strength to just beat up on the hand of Buggy that's slowly choking him. But then it starts choking him to the point where he starts coughing up blood, so this choke is starting to get kind of serious.
What's that? You trying to beat me by punching yourself in the throat?
And then it gets even worse as he starts squeezing more and more on Buggy. as Buggy starts squeezing more and more on Boodle's neck. I don't know why I said that he was squeezing on Buggy. Buggy was squeezing his neck more and more.
You dare to order me down there? Do you know who you're talking to? Answer me! What's my name?
I can't die. Not before I get revenge.
Soon I shall rule the Grand Line, and all the glittering treasure will be mine! All the treasure in the world! I'll have it all! Nobody else! This miserable stinking town is your treasure, eh? Then be glad you won't live to see what I do to it.
Why you? Curse you! Come down and fight like a man!
You're not worth the effort.
Come on! I won't let you wreck this town! Come down and fight me! And then Buggy looks at where his hand used to be, and his hand starts twitching, and he goes,
Huh?
the kid in the straw hat! As Buggy looks over and he sees that Luffy has removed his hand from around Boodle's throat. And Boodle is, coughing up blood just a little bit here and there, but he's still alive. I'm back. I told you I'd clobber you. I don't believe it.
You two must I don't believe it. You two must enjoy pain. But this time, you won't escape me!
'Cause Zoro's there along with Nami.
Have fun fighting, boys. I'm just here for the map and the treasure.
Whatever. You young whippersnappers, you're outsiders, not your fight. This is my battle. It's my town and I'll protect it. So don't interfere! And then it shows Luffy slamming Boodle's head into a wall, knocking him unconscious.
Mayor!
Huh?
Goes Buggy, and then Zoro doesn't say anything. And then Boodle falls over. He just falls over completely. And then Luffy just pats off his hands like, well, my work here is finished.
Whose side are you on?
Nami says.
Why'd you do that to the mayor?
He was in the way, goes Luffy, and as he glares and smiles at Buggy, and Buggy just looks at him. Good thinking. He would have gotten himself killed. He'll be safer unconscious.
You're too reckless!
Hey, you! Big nose! And he just says it so loud that everyone can hear. It's just like a, hold on. Let me see if I can get the echo effect on here. I want to do this. I want to do this. Give me a sec. I want to be dramatic. Real quick before I move on. If you'll indulge me. Where is it? Echo. Echo, come on. Where is it? Okay. No, that's not it. That's not it. Here it is. Hey, you! Big nose! All right, we're back to normal again. Sorry, I wanted to be dramatic. I wanted to be dramatic and do that. Hey, you! Big nose! And everybody just gawks at him. Everybody just gawks at him as he says that, and Nami goes, "Huh!" And then Zoro goes, "Oh no!" Well, he doesn't say, "Oh no." He just looks at the fact that Luffy just provoked him.
Kill him! Give him the buggy ball!
And then it cuts to the buggy ball being aimed at Luffy and everyone else. It's fired. And then it cuts to Nami going,
You idiot! Don't you know when to shut up?
Then Zoro, Luffy, get out of the way. You're gonna get hit. That measly cannonball's not gonna work on me. Gum. And as the cannonball gets closer and closer, Luffy starts breathing in a whole bunch of air, and then his body inflates. Come, balloon! And then it stops him, and then everyone goes like,
Huh? What the heck is that guy?
he took a direct hit from a buggy ball, and he bounced it back! You could have at least told us what you were planning. And then the whole pub where Buggy and his crew were standing on just goes up in a massive explosion. That evens the odds a little. Let's get him.
What are you?
Goes Nami. Made me worry for nothing. And that's the end of chapter 15. Onwards to chapter 16, versus Buggy's crew. So we have a little image. We have a little image of Moji combing his hair. And then we have an image of Buggy pouring himself a drink using his disembodied hands. And then we have a picture of Kabaji, gleaming in the mirror with some knives. Okay, so these first couple of pages, lots of detailing, lots of shading. You don't see that all the time, but there's lots of shading here. As we see Boodle still unconscious on the floor, we see the pub destroyed and a whole bunch of members of Buggy's crew all over the ruins.
Wow, I thought there was something strange about you. I mean, you did pile drive a lion. What kind of human being could do that? How can you inflate yourself like a balloon?
That was the Gum Gum balloon.
But how did you do it?
Then it cuts to people stepping up. It cuts to some people stepping up out of the ruins.
Uh-oh.
You've got some nerve.
He's using his men as shields.
As Luffy smiles and Zoro just looks on. Captain, this is the worst disgrace we've suffered since you formed our crew.
I'm so mad I can't even speak.
He literally used some members of his own crew to shield himself from the blast, while Kabaji used the body of Richie to shield himself from the blast. Where am I? What the heck happened? Moji, you're still alive? Kabaji! What are you doing to Richie? The kitty? I was using him as a shield. He's being honest. At least he's being honest. He's really being honest about this, isn't he? I was using him as a shield. Didn't want to soil my raiment. Richie, are you okay? And Richie is just coughing from, taking on an explosion. And then it cuts to Kabaji, who glares at Moji. Why you? And since Kabaji's glaring in the direction of Moji and Richie hides behind a building because, it doesn't take much for an animal to remember that they don't want to mess with you when you use their bodies as shields from explosions. So, there's that. It's the kid in the straw hat, Captain! It's this kid in the straw hat! Captain Buggy, watch out for him! He's got special powers for meeting the devil fruit just like you! He's a rubber man!
Rubber man?
Yep, see? As Luffy stretches his face in front of Nami.
The devil fruit. That's why my buggy ball bounced off of him.
And then it suddenly cuts to Buggy's hand around the scruff of Moji's neck as he goes, huh?
Moji, if you knew that, why didn't you tell me?
I tried to! And then he gets sent flying in the direction of Luffy and the crew going, out of my way! Out of my way, Fuzzy. And while Moji is still flying through the air, Luffy proceeds to, kick him directly in the face, sending him into a nearby distance, which Nami jumps over him. The battle begins.
Whoa!
Buggy's second mate, Kabaji the acrobat. I'll cut him to mincemeat, Captain. And before he can drive his sword towards Luffy, Zoro intercepts him. If it's a sword duel you want, I'm your man. Roronoa Zoro. As one swordsman to another, it will be an honor to cut you down. Then Luffy looks over at Zoro and sees that his wound is kind of throbbing and he's kind of bleeding through the bandages, so he's not completely 100% yet. Hey Zoro, maybe you should rest. Let me handle him. He couldn't have healed yet from the wounds the captain gave him. I'm surprised you can even stand. The breath of death. And then it shows Kabaji breathing out a fireball directly into Zoro's face. And as Zoro's shielding himself, Kabaji, then riding on his unicycle, kicks directly into the wound where Zoro was stabbed. Ah! Ah! I didn't think I kicked you that hard.
That's dirty. You're aiming for his injuries.
I call my next circus trick Murder at the Steam Bath. And then he stabs his sword into the ground. And he starts spinning his sword. He starts spinning his sword as it kicks up smoke so that he can't see. What kind of circus trick is that? You're just kicking up dust. He's like, he stabs it into the ground. He starts kicking up dust so that Zoro can't see. I said steam, but I meant to say dust. After the chapter corrected me. But Zoro manages to get his swords up in enough time through the dust in order to keep Kabaji from actually cutting him. And while he's guarding, he sees Kabaji bring his foot up again. Huh? And Kabaji once again kicks him directly into his side, causing his bandage and wound to rupture a little bit as more blood shoots out of his side as he gets kicked to the side.
Ah! He did it again! What kind of a man
screams like a woman? And Luffy just looks on. Your matey's odd talons caused us quite a bit of trouble, so you're the big scary pirate hunter. Well, this'll teach you to mess with Captain Buggy's crew. And then Zoro struggles to get up.
Zoro's hurt bad. How's he supposed to fight? How can you just stand there and watch your friend get killed?
And then Luffy, towards Nami, doesn't say anything else. Roronoa Zoro, prepare to be well done! And before Kabaji can do anything, Zoro literally just punches him. He punches him, still holding his sword, and knocks him off balance.
How?
Yeah! And Buggy looks surprised as Kabaji falls off his unicycle. You're a very annoying person. I hope you enjoyed kicking my wound. Because then it shows... Then it shows Zoro reversing the grip on one of his swords and cutting directly into his wound. He literally takes his sword and cuts into his wound. I'm experiencing so many of these moments, these very important details, these moments, for the very first time. He takes his sword and cuts even deeper into his wound. And he just breathes out a big old... And then Kabaji goes, what? He cut himself? And Nami looks in horror. Luffy goes, ouch! And then Buggy looks like, huh? Then Zoro breathes out a big exhales. He exhales. I don't need to say breathes out. Yeah, I just need to say he exhales massively. My goal is to be the world's greatest swordsman. What are you talking about? Is that enough of a handicap for you? Now I'll show you some real swordplay. Wow, Zoro's cool! So Roronoa Zoro, you want to make a fool out of me? And that is the end of chapter 16. Onwards to the last chapter. Then we got the little bit at the end, and then we are done for the day with One Piece. Chapter 17, High Level, Low Level. And Zoro's standing there as he's standing there with bleeding from his side and also blood from himself on his sword dripping off of his sword, his left sword.
I'm feeling faint just watching this.
Get him, Zoro! I can't lose, not even once, to anyone who calls himself a swordsman.
So, you injured yourself as insurance for your reputation. Well, don't worry. Your wounds are severe. They'll make an excellent excuse when you lose.
It's the other way around. If I lose to the likes of you when my wounds are only this light, then I may as well give up my dream right now. As Zoro prepares himself against Kabaji.
You scurvy dog.
And then Buggy continues to look on. And then we cut to Nami.
Hey, huh? That shack behind the ruins of that tavern? That's where they keep their treasure. And Buggy's probably got the map of the Grand Line. I'll get their treasure and make my escape. I've got to do it now while they're all knocked out. Whether you guys win or lose this battle, I don't really care. But if you do get that map from Buggy, then and only then will I consider teaming up with you again. Good luck, boys. See ya!
Wow, thanks! Roronoa Zoro, have a taste of the greatest of all my circus tricks. And then it shows Kabaji having a whole bunch of spinning tops in his arms. And now, the dance of 100 kamikaze tops! And he throws them. Wait, did he just seal up his wound with one of his swords? I don't think that was what happened. I think what he did was intentionally cut into himself so that Kabaji doesn't have a reason to actually kick him in the wound anymore. So he just thought he'd save him the trouble and just cut the entire wound open so that he doesn't resort to doing that anymore. Sure, it's causing him to slowly bleed out, but at least Kabaji won't aim for that same spot now that Zoro intentionally cut it open. That's what he did. He didn't seal his wound up with his sword, he cut into it to make it less of a target. Because if Zoro doesn't care about cutting himself in that wound, then Kabaji can no longer use that as a weak point against Zoro, when you think about it. And now the dance of 100 kamikaze tops! And Zoro sees it, and all these... He committed Sudoku. Semi-Sudoku. But all the tops go sailing towards Zoro, and then Kabaji, riding on his unicycle, rides up a building. Circus trick, a hike in the mountains! And while Zoro is deflecting all the tops from hitting him, Kabaji's airborne. Circus trick, fireworks in the cool summer breeze! Wow, he's really up there, goes Luffy, and Zoro looks on. Sting of the unicycle! And it shows Kabaji flipping in the air until he stops. Oh yeah, it keeps slipping in my mind how crazy Zoro can be when it comes to harming himself. Oh, he is not above inflicting harm upon himself in order to keep an enemy from using that against him. He is not above it. But Kabaji is airborne. He stopped flipping, but he has a sword pointed down and he's ready to come down on Zoro. Sting of the unicycle! And then it shows Kabaji above Zoro, high in the air, and Buggy puts his arm up and goes,
Low flying chop chop cannon!
As it shows Buggy trying to shoot his arm towards Zoro.
Kabaji, I'll hold Zoro down. You finish him off.
With pleasure. Dang, goes Zoro, and as his hands get closer, Luffy stops his hand and stomps on it.
Ah!
Luffy, keep your mitts out of Zoro. I was about to call him Zolo. Keep your mitts out of Zoro's duel.
You little.
I don't need the captain to lend me a hand to kill you, goes Kabaji. And Kabaji almost hits Zoro, but Zoro dodges out of the way. And then it shows Zoro, as it shows, like, you know, when you get hit somewhere, it's almost like that area is throbbing. Well, the area where he cut into himself, that's starting to, you know, beat as well. I've had enough. I'm tired.
You're tired? What's wrong, anemic? So you've finally given up? Well, I'm not surprised. It's amazing you can still stand in your condition.
And before Kabaji can say anything else, Zoro gets close to Kabaji and kicks him with enough force off of his unicycle to send him to the ground. And then Zoro glares at him with, like, murder in his eyes. You've got it wrong. What I'm tired of are your stupid circus tricks. Then Kabaji gets back on his unicycle again. Very well, no more tricks. I'll finish you now with my real swordsmanship. Then it cuts to Luffy and Buggy, who just watches, and then we get Zoro going, Oni Giri! The first use of Onigiri, everybody! And it's used against Kabaji. And Zoro just cuts straight through Kabaji.
Kabaji!
How could these common thieves have beaten us? We're the Buggy
We're the Buggy Pirate Gang, the scourge of the seas. How could things have gone this far?
And then Kabaji falls back, unconscious. And Zoro, over his victory, we're not common thieves. We're pirates. And Zoro takes off his bandana and falls unconscious because he's lost a lot of blood. Luffy, I'm going to sleep now. Go ahead and sleep. I'll take it from here.
You guys call yourselves pirates?
That's right. Now hand over the map of the Grand Line.
So that's what you're after. Well, a couple of lily-livered no-name pirates like you won't last a day on the Grand Line. What do you plan to do there? Go sightseeing?
I'm gonna be king of the pirates.
Don't be a fool! If you're king of the pirates, then what am I? God of the pirates? The world's treasures will be mine, so forget it!
Okay, hurry up and attack me. I'm getting bored.
You'll soon regret your words, rubber boy.
As Buggy puts knives in between all of his fingers as he's preparing to fight Luffy.
You and your straw hat remind me of him when he was younger. That insolent dog with the red hair.
Red hair? And there we go, ladies and gentlemen. So I thought there was a footnote at the end, but all it turns out to be is it's just a page on how to make a springy Luffy diorama. That's it, but that's all. And it wants me to cut into the volume page itself for me to make that. Never gonna happen. We are done, ladies and gentlemen. That was the last chapter of Volume 2 of One Piece. We have met Buggy the Clown. We've seen some of his crew members. We've seen Moji, Kabaji, Richie the Lion. We met with Boodle, the mayor of Port Town. And we've met with Chocho. Such a good boy. But we also seen more of Nami. And we've seen the first iteration of a signature laugh in the One Piece series with Buggy and his but we also see the first use of Gum Gum Gavel, Gum Gum Balloon, and Zoro's Onigiri. I want to say that this is still such a fantastic start to One Piece. I'm experiencing all of these chapters for the very first time. And I have to say, I am loving every single second I read one of these volumes to all of you. But I am done for today, ladies and gentlemen. We'll probably boot up Dead Island a little bit later after I've had some lunch. But this is where I'm going to call this session for today's reading of One Piece. I will see you all same time tomorrow at 12 as we read through the third volume of One Piece. To everyone here, it is an immense pleasure and honor to be your entertainer. If we have any new people here who've watched today, all I could say to didn't know this was the first time Zoro used Onigiri. By the time you finish all the volumes, you'll be a One Piece encyclopedia. Yes, I'll have all the knowledge of One Piece in here. It's amazing, isn't it? Then I go for Tekking's title of One Piece Walking One Piece Encyclopedia. Soon. I'm messing. Tekking's cool. But I just want to say it is an immense honor and pleasure to do what I do for all of you. If I got any new people who are in chat who watched today's read through today, I want to say I really do hope you enjoyed yourself. This is what I love to do. And to everyone else, all I can say, thank you for the continued support of this channel, whether it's through liking, subscribing, sharing the video, or through super chats, super thanks, and memberships. I just want to say thank you for allowing me to continue to do what I do for you. So, hope you all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in my next video. And if you're new to the channel and you enjoyed what you saw here today, then like, subscribe, share this video with everyone you know, because the more the merrier. And maybe even consider becoming a member, because I am always looking forward to entertaining you. So have a fantastic day. And once again, as always, later, peoples.